This video is about the sound of the Ibanez Troubadour. This is the 150 watt version. I'm going to get off the microphone now so you can hear what the ambient sound is like. So this is the sound of my voice ambiently without being on the microphone. I'm going to mute my guitar so you can hear the ambient sound of the guitar. And now that same figure with my guitar unmuted. It's a very full sound, very present sound. Of course, it's directional because it's just a little amp. It's not a big PA system, so you're going to hear what direction the sound is coming from. But it'll certainly get you by for a little coffee shop type kind of gig. That's what I got it for. If I'm not making very much money, or I'm playing for trade out, or maybe I'm just playing for tips, or maybe even doing something for free, I don't want to move a whole PA system for those kind of gigs. So that's where the Ibanez Troubadour or something like it comes in. Just something that'll get you by. Now this is the sound with the chorus on just a little bit. I'm going to crank that chorus up to about 12 noon so that you can hear what the chorus effect sounds like. I'm not much of a chorus guy, so I don't use it very much. I'm going to crank up the reverb so you can hear what that sounds like. Check. The chorus is usable. The reverb is usable. It's nice. It's handy to have them built in. There aren't a whole bunch to select through. It's just stock, one chorus and one reverb, and I like that because the simpler it is, the better. I don't normally play with the pick, but I did so just so you could hear the sound of the amp. Normally I play with my thumb, so it would sound like this. I like the roundedness of the warm sound, so I usually play with my thumb if I can. And here's an example of the guitar, again with my thumb, and the vocal at the same time. Seems it never rains in Southern California. Seems I often heard that kind of talk before. Sounds pretty good to me. This is the next step in a long evolution over a 20-year period where, from my 30s to my 50s, where I kept wanting less and less weight in the equipment that I was moving. So I had 60-pound speakers on speaker stands. That was when I was about 30 years old. And as I got older, I went to 40-pound speakers on speaker stands, and in my 40s, I just went to the Bose L1 Model 2 unit because I just didn't ever want to put speakers on stands again. I didn't want to lift anything heavy again. That worked for I used that for about 5 years and loved it. But after a few years, I realized I didn't even want to move that much equipment when I was doing some little coffee shop type things. And so I got a Fishman solo amp, used that for a few years, and but I don't even want to move that much weight now. I'm in my 50s now. I don't want to do anything that feels like work. So I got this 19-pound Ibanez Troubadour, and I went ahead and got the 150-watt model. They also have other lower wattage models. Of particular note would be the 80-watt model because it is also 2 channels. So you could sing and play through the 80-watt model, but I was pretty sure that you wouldn't be able to run it with much headroom, that you'd have to turn it up most of the way to get a good sound out of it. Whereas with this one, I can run with headroom instead of taxing the amp's capabilities all the time. And then maybe I could play a little bit larger room also and get away with it, because if all I have to move is 19 pounds, I want to use that for any gig I possibly can before I think about using any other equipment.